defense in the trial of President Trump's former campaign chair, Paul Manafort, decided not to present a defense today, not calling any witnesses to the stand. Manafort's lead attorney, Kevin Downing, spoke briefly with reporters outside the Virginia courthouse today.
Mr. Manafort just rested his case, and he did so because he and his legal team believe that the government has not met its burden of proof.
Well, Paul Manafort did speak for the first time during his trial today. The federal judge asked him if he wanted to testify on his own behalf. Manafort simply said, "No, sir." Closing arguments are expected to start tomorrow, and before the day is done, the jury could start deliberations on the 18 bank and tax fraud charges levied against Manafort. If found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. To discuss all this, I'm joined by Chuck Rosenberg, former U.S. attorney and senior FBI official. You're so good on this. I've been listening to you, Chuck, and give me your sense. I don't have to ask you a lot of questions. Your sense of what Manafort's facing right now, what the jury's looking at, how this thing's going to proceed the next couple days.
Right. So it's an intensive document case, Chris, which means the jury is going to take a lot of time matching up witnesses with documents, with evidence, trying to remember who said what. They're going to go through the indictment slowly, and they're going to take their time. I imagine deliberations will be a couple of days.
Do you think, having watched the case, that an average person, say, went to grade school, had high school education, knows a little bit of math, a little bit of bookkeeping, will be able to grasp the implications of all this documentation? Yes.
I mean, you don't have to know the tax code to know that if you have X amount of income and report X minus Y, sorry to use algebra here, and report X minus Y on your income tax return, that's a crime. If you have a foreign bank account and didn't report it, it's a crime. If you overstate your income when you apply for a bank loan, that's a crime. So you don't have to be an accountant to see the crime here.
What is the normal attitude? You told me before, 50 cases before juries. What's the normal jury attitude to a tax cheat?
Well,
if this is seen to be as a tax cheat.
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. Most jurors, not all, but most are W-2 employees.
Simple form.
Simple form. When you get paid, you have some amount of taxes withheld from your pay, right? School teachers, bus drivers, those types. Me?
Sure.
You?
Cops, firemen. I've been W-2 for years. I know it does.
And so I think most people, the overwhelming majority of people, pay their taxes fully and fairly and on time. And so there's inevitably some resentment for those who don't.
Feel like chumps if they hear about other people cheating.
Well, and this isn't
They feel like they've been honest, and the other guy out there who's not honest is making the money.
Chris, there's cheating, and then there's Manafort cheating. I mean, we're talking millions and millions of dollars. We're talking multiple overseas bank accounts. This is big-time cheating. This is not a rounding error.
Okay, well, this guy looks like he's prosperous. You see him walking out there a million times. There's Paul Manafort. I've only met him a few times during the campaign in 2016. What about Rick Gates? What do they think about a guy who's ratting him out, who made money off him, stole some money from them? So, what do they make of that human witness alongside all the documents?
They're not going to like him, but I don't think that's the important question. The important question is, are they going to believe him? Remember, bank robbers run with bank robbers, drug dealers run with drug dealers, fraudsters run with fraudsters. So they don't have to like the guy, they have to believe the guy. And the question becomes, how do they believe him? Why should they believe him? And the answer, I think, is, Chris, because there are so many documents that corroborate what Gates said. Yeah. It's not just Gates' word against Manafort's. It's Gates plus lots and lots and lots of paper evidence against Manafort.
How about if there's a Republican on the jury just likes Trump and doesn't want to hurt Manafort? Is there a chance of that?
No, I don't think it matters. The judge is going to be very careful in any trial, but in particularly a trial like this, to make sure that a jury can be fair. They don't have to come in knowing nothing about politics or Manafort or, you know, the president.
You can't sneak onto a jury?
I don't think you can sneak onto a jury. And in any event, you're promising the judge in open court that you're going to sit there and be fair and be impartial. And in my experience, Chris, most people do that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.